So if you're a regular here, you'll know I've wanted to get my hands on these bad boys for a while now. And if you're new here, welcome to Time Drops. I'm Andrew, and today I'm going to be taking a look at two absolute entry-level beasts in the G-Shock lineup in the GA-010 and the GD-010 from G-Shock's Big K series. They're big, they're fresh, they're rugged, they're affordable, come packed full of features, including a standout one never before seen on a G-Shock. Oh, and I'm also going to be giving you the chance to win one, whichever one you like best in fact, completely for free. Let's jump into it, shall we? Now this big hit in series actually launched in the summer of last year and is proving to be a very big hit. However, hasn't officially launched in all regions yet, including the UK. But as you can see, I've managed to grab one of each, ladies and gents, so let's kick off with the GA. By the way, as you may have already guessed, the A in GA is for analog and the D in GD is for digital. Clever, right? Anyway, this analog digital model originally launched in three colorways, a beige, a blue, and this black, all offering a load of legibility with their positive displays. I liked all three to be honest, but with entry-level Gs, black tends to be the preferred choice as they're the most versatile, so I went with this one. And the same applied with the GD. Now these are of course fully digital and offer an easy to read three-tiered display, with the launch models of black and khaki offering positive displays, while the orange offered a negative one. Now, as the very imaginative series name suggests, both of these watches have big cases and very much classify as what I often describe as proper G-Shocks. The GA, for example, comes in at 55.1mm in length, 51.9 in width, and is 17.5mm thick, weighing a rather modest, however, 67 grams. While on this GD, we've got some slightly more refined dimensions at 54.1mm in length, 51.9 in width, and 16.1mm thick. It's also ever so slightly lighter at 65 grams. But yeah, big old boys, both offering something very similar but very different at the same time. So both the GA and the GD boast very tough and rugged carbon core guard structures, built with a load of guards to protect their respective buttons and modules within. Not only enhancing their durability of course, but also giving them a proper mean look. The only noticeable difference between the two from the case perspective, which to be fair is quite a big one, is the thickness. While both are still pretty bulky, the GD definitely does look that bit slimmer. Otherwise, these look practically identical from every angle. It's only when you get to the dials that things switch right up. So as I've mentioned, the GA offers an analog and digital display of the time, with this one in particular being very legible with its contrasting white and light grey hand and hour markers, and of course, the aforementioned positive displays. As you can see, there's a lot going on with this multi-dimensional dial. In addition to the main screen in the lower half, we've also got a mode indicating subdial between 9 and 12, which, well, indicates the mode, as well as a 60-second counter between 12 and 3, which thanks to the way the dial's constructed, also has this really cool metal shine around it. There's actually two layers to the dial. I'll put an image on the screen of how they do it, but yeah, very, very cool. One thing I wasn't expecting with this, and I'm very pleasantly surprised by, is that lume is applied to both the hands and the indices, which isn't always the case in entry-level Gs. So yeah, great to see here and assists nicely with its overall legibility. You do have to move it around a little bit to get a full view of the indices, thanks to the case's ruggedness, but yeah, still very, very cool. Now many of the same displays can be found on the GD, just in digital form of course. As mentioned, this one features a well-split three-tiered display, which will give you a prominent view of the time in the middle, the day and date at the top, and the mode at the bottom. This model in particular, again, is super legible and gives you everything you could possibly want to know at quick glance. In fact, I think it's actually harder not to see the time. Like it almost tells you the time when you don't want to know it. As you're seeing here, what I also love about this model is how it effortlessly flicks between time zones on the main screen, thanks to its multi-time feature. We'll get onto that as well as all of the rest of the functions these ones carry very, very shortly. And finally on the design, what I also like about both of these models in fact, is their outer rings clearly presenting an expansion of what each button can do when utilizing their many functions. Let's get into them now. Now bear with me as these come absolutely stacked with features and I'm going to try and list every single one. So up first again we have the GA, which includes world time, a stopwatch with target time alert, very important, a 60-minute countdown timer, 5 alarms, a full auto calendar, the hand shift function which I always seem to get too excited about and use way too often, a one-touch start from timekeeping mode, and an LED backlight, which as you can see here is absolutely fantastic. That lume and light combination is a joke by the way, in a good way, unbelievable. Now on the GD we have multi-time, which I mentioned earlier, that allows you to flick between 4 time zones on the watch. Very, very cool feature. World time again, a 24-hour countdown timer rather than the 60 minutes on the GA. This one also has a super illuminator LED backlight, but also has auto light, which is very important. The auto light feature is essentially when you flick your wrist towards you and the light will automatically, you get the picture. The LED on this one's actually listed as an ultra LED backlight, which I'd have to agree with. I mean, it's very good, very bright, and you'll definitely see it at night. So yeah, both come absolutely stacked and have their nice little individual bonuses. And while that's all very, very good, especially at this price point, the standout feature on both of these is their 10 years of battery life. Yep, 10 years, a decade, absolutely mental. Which in fairness is very Casio, but as mentioned, has never been seen before on a G-Shock. Until now. And I think this sparks an interesting discussion. So tough solar power charging is often a non-negotiable for many G-Shock fans, which is fair enough I suppose. G-Shock do tend to offer a 2 to 3 year battery life as standard, but if you're not keen on swapping the battery out every few years, then solar is the way to go. However, when we're talking 10 years of battery life, does that negate the need for solar power charging? I'm starting to think it might. I mean, not having to worry about changing your watch's battery for at least a decade seems pretty reasonable to me and would probably remove that requirement. And if every single one of my other Gs are anything to go by, the battery will no doubt last even longer than that. It's an interesting one anyway. Let me know what you think down below. It does seem like these 10-year batteries are going to start to get introduced into newer models, like we're seeing it with the new GA-010 for example. No complaints at that whatsoever. So then, how do they feel on the wrist? Now no doubt these are big, but G-Shock have that nailed, and despite your wrist size, you'll find these pretty comfortable. What I would say is if you're doing a lot of wrist movements like heavy lifting or intense workouts, etc., I would just slide it up the wrist a little bit more just to give you that range of movement. But yeah, G-Shocks are meant to be big. These sit nicely, oversized, or if you've got a massive wrist and they just look like they fit you, fair play. But yeah, they're very, very comfortable and suit most wrist sizes, so just embrace it, I say. So I've danced around it long enough. Price, just tell us how much they are, mate. Well, the GD is $99. Yep, $99. Pretty much the most entry level price you could get, which is baffling for me. And the GA is a very slight uplift on that at $120. But yeah, both incredible value for money. To be honest, when I first saw these, I thought these were kind of similar to what we've seen before. I didn't think we really needed any more entry-level Gs, to be honest, but I was very wrong, and these are wicked. For starters, I absolutely love their aggressive look, and you can clearly see there's some nods to other G-Shock models like the GA-110 and the GA-700 with the analog model, and the GW-9500 Mudman with this digital one, but yeah, still very much their own model at the same time. I'm also loving the colorways that they've released so far. They haven't seemed to miss with any of the releases. And G-Shock have also recently released 2 cloth banded editions, which look very good again, especially that brown. That is, yes, very, very nice indeed. Both of these models pack a serious punch at an affordable price, with legibility and durability at the forefront. And of course, that 10-year battery life is an absolute game changer. To be honest, the only difficult thing I found with these two is trying to decide which one I like best. I think it's got to be the GA-010 for now. Really, really liking this. Really, really liking this. Let me know which one's your favorite below. And oh yeah, do you want one? Oh yes, giveaway time. I absolutely love doing these. If you're a regular here, you know the score. We've given away a load of G-Shocks this year already, the year before that, and we're back with another one to do exactly the same again. And what makes this one even better is that I'm giving you the option to choose your prize. So if you prefer the analog GA-010 or the digital GD-010, if you win, the choice will be yours. Here's what you have to do to enter. Step 1, subscribe to the Time Drops newsletter. The link will be in the description. Just enter your email and hit subscribe. Step 2, subscribe to this channel. And step 3, comment down below. That's it, easy and 100% free. The winner will then be picked at random and announced in our newsletter email on the 9th of May. So make sure you complete all 3 steps, subscribe to the newsletter, the channel, and comment down below to get your entry locked in ASAP. By the way, I'm actually just about to start filming a Q&A video, so if you're looking for inspiration for a comment, it could be a question to submit to that. Just an idea. Get your questions in. Thanks again for watching, guys. Good luck in the giveaway, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.